San Francisco State University's American Indian Science class has a task of teaching students the lifestyles and ways of the Indian people. To students coming from a completely different context and value, this can be quite a challenge. Classroom lectures and books can never reveal the complexities and depth of a whole culture. As an instructor, my assistant and I decided that the best way to learn about a culture was to learn by doing it. So we took a trip north up to a place called Yakima, which is an Indian educational facility run by Native Americans. The idea behind the field trip was to get the students out of the city where we could actually put up a teepee and live in it rather than talking about it in the classroom. The most important part of the whole design is the teepee liner, which is tied up, comes up about 6 feet and turns under like this. And this is very important because it functions as the aerodynamics. The air comes in under the tent, goes up along here and out through the smoke hole this way. If the fire is here and the warm air rising draws the constant flow of air up through here, keeps it, and it makes a big difference, and it keeps the teepee ventilated all the time. Whereas in the living space we'll be sitting.
Hey. Hey, Mike. Here's a lodge for the people.
Yeah. Goal is go from the point. Try to get bigger chips off. Yeah. Arrowhead making is an art that takes years of practice and patience. And we want to teach the students some of the principles of how rocks chip and what the materials that are used to make arrowheads and some of the patience and skill that goes into making these tools. Food is an integral part of Indian living, and to get the full effect of the Indian style of living, we brought our own nutritionist and chef to prepare Indian food.
This is our dried turnips. We had them shipped down from Lebanon, Oregon, and it comes in a really nice braid like this. Turnips all come along there. What I've done is chopped them off from the braid and stuck them to a pot over here. Normally you'd want to have these set in water overnight, maybe with a little bit of salt in the water to help break down the toughness of the turnip itself from being dried.
He made a big pot of buffalo stew and cooked up some fried bread, and everyone filled their bowls. Later that evening, the Blue Horse Singers sang at the drum. Although this style of music may be new to some of the students, it is an ancient musical form that has been here for centuries. Because we are in the home of the California tribes, we felt it would be proper to invite the Pomo dancers to participate in our weekend seminar. Reading about these dancers could never do them justice. The students witnessed a history and culture that extends into the past and continues on to this day.
The information that you're going to receive today is primarily Kashaya Pomo. It's things that, like I said, I have grown up with.
Indian people have always understood the land and what is available to them. We asked Vanna Lawson, a Pomo, to share her knowledge of native plants and their uses.
We use the leaves for poultice again, for sores that have pussiness in them. We just put it on top like this, and it helps draw out the excess. Well, see, my mom was a spiritual leader, and she was a healer, and she knew all these things, so we kind of was in good hands with her. We had our own doctor.
This weekend class provided our students with something they could never get from books alone. They took part in an experience which furthered their understanding of American Indian culture.